We got to keep building. You got to keep point collecting and building. Outcome aside, that's kind of the obvious part, I think, to go get wins. But we got to keep improving our play. We got to keep improving our individual play that leads into a team setting, and at the same time, put some thumbs on some areas of our game that we got to perfect, just to grow and make sure that we are aiming at the right direction to be playing our best hockey at the right time.
Ferris State's a team you've seen a couple of times in your tenure here. What can you say about the strengths of their program so far this year?
Well, first, I would say congratulations to Bob on an unbelievable career. In his announcing of his retirement is a testament to time and just passionate care for his program, what he's built that thing to. And besides him, the human being, the man, which is incredible. Just that's a long time to be in one spot and grow it from the ground up in so many ways. And he's done a tremendous job. And I think their kids play very hard. They've got great competitiveness about them. They're opportunistic. If you snooze, you're going to feel it. And if you're on top of things and you want to make it hard for them, that's got to be kind of our goal as a group of five all the time to be on alert. Because if you sleep on a job, they've got enough lean towards that side of the puck where they'll get going, play hard defense. You got to take care of areas. When it's your turn on special teams, you got to win. And when it's your turn in the beginning and ends of periods, you got to make sure that you close things out and start things up the right way. So, good team with balance and a lot of speed and a lot of competitiveness.
You mentioned Coach Daniel's outstanding career. Have you coached with a lot of guys that have had that kind of tenure at a certain level? What does it take to do it for so long?
There's not many that have, especially at one institution for the most part about things. I think you've just got to be connected. His connection to Big Rapids, his connection obviously through the athletic department and not just hockey alone, but you've got to get rooted, I think, all the way throughout. Otherwise, maybe hockey and seasons are too temperamental if you're not really real well grounded and really rooted into things. We're all here. We're here to coach. I mean, we're here to make people better as people, and he's done an outstanding job. So there's a lot of coaching that goes outside of the boards and outside of the wins and losses. It goes into the people the weddings you get invited to, the kids that name their kids. Like a lot of things happen in your world as a coach. You want to make sure you're just creating great men.
Ferris State is coming off of a win, one of their best games of the year, 38 shots on Saturday. Is the mindset different playing a team that is feeling some confidence?
Yeah. I mean, if Ferris could have beat everybody on Saturday on their win. Their speed, they got around. They were tough to play against. They checked. They got a gritty blend to them, along with offensive sticks. It can be opportunistic. So, yeah, I mean, buyer beware. I mean, records. Everyone always talks about records. That's the funniest thing about this whole college hockey, pairwise, whatever it is. Like everybody, you get at a given time can beat anyone in college hockey, no matter what. You've seen it night in, night out. It's how many wins you rack up against teams that are beating other teams, I think, that are counting. But you better be aware because every night's a dangerous game out there if you're not ready.
Let's talk about your guys a little bit. Friday night, we talked about the fourth line. Saturday night, the third line was strong. What do you like about the bottom six right now?
Kind of that measure of consistency is a measure of your team. So if those groups are going and they're freeing up some ice time for other guys and they're chewing up some minutes against other teams, heavier lines and better lines, maybe you get yourself free with some other groups. You're always going to ask for everybody to be all in and no matter their role or how well seasoned they are, or it doesn't matter if they're skilled, they need to be all in. But out of those groups, you need to always be constantly getting after momentum, and obviously you can be physical. You got to be able to skate, but you want to be able to tilt the rink and the balance of pressure in your favor.
What's the preparation for your team look like? When are you going to travel and get on the road? Because it's a pretty long trip all the way out to Big Rapids.
Yeah, we'll head out there Thursday and a couple good days here. The guys did a great job yesterday. In the morning time, we had a good lift and a good ice session, and they did a great job with the hockey clinic in the afternoon that they put on as players for the NIL portion, and that part's exciting. So, it's that school thing. We're in week 2 of school. Hopefully, they'll smooth out some transition to get back into the classroom, but we're right back on the road. So you gotta put your energy where you're gonna need it on Friday and Saturday and make sure we're ready.
This team's had a chance to do some community events lately. You've brought in some youth teams as well to help them out and kind of show them what it's like. Are your guys good at that sort of thing, in your opinion? Have they been able to get something out of it as well as put stuff back into the community?
I think they're unbelievable at it. Personally, their willingness and care factor to be a role model, to be a mentor, to show ways for youth it's one of the neatest parts about coaching. I think when you get a group that's, last year's group was good. This group is probably even better at it because some of those guys are year 2 of it. But when you see a guy going out of his way to help a child or help a young player or give advice to someone, I'm so confident with what they've got to offer these younger people. It's crazy good. And then there's the other side of it where you're like, okay, guys, you were that age. What would you have wanted to know from someone in your shoes when you were that age? And I think that relevance is really become a fun piece for our guys because they're constantly they're in that situation, but they're offering some good advice they have to live by. If you're going to offer it up, you better stand behind it.
We've talked about it before too. Do you feel like your guys get as much out of it as they put in just in terms of things that they learned as well?
All day. Even yesterday, the clinic, you start teaching hockey, you're going to be better at playing. You just are. You start mentoring kids and being around and giving advice, then you tend to walk the walk a little bit harder and more often and more consistent. And just for our guys' sake, these are the skills they're going to use the rest of their life. Why not get it into them now? Why not make them proud of the fact of what they got to offer? And I like that they can manage up to adults and they can definitely help youngsters.
On the ice, the strength of your team this year has been goals against average, continue to lead the nation in that category. What's been the biggest contributing factor? Maybe what we're talking about off the ice, the people, like they care. There's a pride mechanism that kicks in. Defense is heart. Defense is relentless. Defense is effort. I think there's enough skill involved with what we do, but I think our guys, they've got a work ethic to stick to a structure. They've got a commitment to be committed to the block that's needed, to the track that's needed, to the sort out that needs to be done the right way. I think, and then the backbone's Trace and the goal line out, but the D-Corps have done a good job, and I think our forwards right now are they're humping it to get back and make sure we've got even numbers. We don't give up a lot of odd man attacks against us. One of the areas you'd like to see continual improvement in the face-off circle. Certain guys win a lot of face-offs for you. Is there a factor where you hope that some of the other guys can see that and take some things from it?
Yeah, I think there's times when centers maybe get this is how I take a face-off, and well, if Joe on the other side takes a face-off that way and it's not going your way, you got to figure out a different way. There's maybe some stubbornness on that side where we've got to tie and kick. Maybe we've got to tie and use our wings. Maybe we've got to use one dot with one person, and I'm not going to on that side, so I'm out. So can you try to get the other centerman kicked out? Can you do some things that we're trust me, we talk about it a lot. But then you got to go into live speed and put your bullets on at a fresh start. So the one good thing for the most part, knock on wood, we've been able to, when we've lost the puck, we've either been able to suppress opportunity against us or win that puck back pretty quick.
couple areas that you didn't start as strong in the year, but have gotten better and better as the year has gone on. The power play, the penalty kill. Are you happy with the progress that those two special team areas have made?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start penalty kill and just we're making less errors. There's no question on that part. The continuity of that group has grown. Their pride is pretty high with it. Yeah, our biggest thing there is discipline. Like, can we not take fives? We're killing a 2 minutes one thing, killing a 5 minutes a whole different thing. You know, taking a shorthanded minor when you're already shorthanded, that's foolish. So we got to stay out of the 3-on business, the 3-on-4s, 3-on-5s. Power play wise, there's there's times getting tighter. Power plays probably shrink as far as numbers of opportunity. If your opportunity is the first minute of the game, then you got to be toes on and ready to go first. Those are probably the pieces of the power play that got to keep on growing. It's just you're measured by opportunity, not by the number of opportunities that you get. When it's your turn, you got to be able to do it. So we've got to be able to be better at that part.
We're into the stretch run here, just 10 games to go left in the regular season. What do you have to see from your team to be confident that they're playing at a McNaughton level?
I think the measure of every team is consistency. So can we be as consistent as possible throughout the lineup? You're getting to the point now where you're trying to find a lineup that is probably stronger than the other, that gives you the most balance, that gives you the best servicing on the power play, the best servicing on the penalty kill, the best servicing on situational play, but yet plays a great 5-on-5 game, which we're still digging into. You know, is that formula 12 forwards and 7D? Is it 13 forwards and 60? And why would there be a 7th and not a 13th? And those things we're still digging into. And then you got to figure out the guys that can do the versatility, but be great at it, not just be able to be out there, but win and be great at it.